My name is Sara Johansen and I'm a sewing blogger. The name of my blog is called The Sara Project. You can find it at thesaraproject.com, and I like to blog about fashion-forward women's clothing for the home sewer. You can find a variety of different projects, from dresses to pants to children's wear. I started sewing in 2009 after attending BYU, Idaho for 2 years. I wasn't sure what I wanted to go into, but I knew for sure I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom with my kids. So I really thought the school family life would be a good fit for me. And so I started taking their classes, and after I took the first beginning clothing construction class, I was hooked instantly, and I fell in love with sewing. When I started taking the sewing classes, it was a really natural progression for me to combine fashion and sewing. It was just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed learning to combine the two to make my own clothing. I had started my blog a little after my daughter was born, but I didn't really have a direction for it, and so it took me a couple of years to figure this out. Maybe it was having 2 kids and no time that I realized I needed some time for myself, and it's funny how when you have all the time in the world, you don't get anything done, and when you have no time, that's when everything seems to happen. I started out really small. I would sew at nights when my kids were sleeping or during nap times. I went to the library and checked out every sewing book I could find, and I found some books that had free patterns in the back of them. I just became so obsessed with it. I wanted to know everything about sewing, even more than I had learned from BYU. And so I started listening to podcasts, and there was this one podcast in particular that talked about this social network online for sharing your sewing creations called Collabora.com. And so right after I listened to that podcast, I jumped on Collabora and uploaded my profile, and I started uploading projects I had made. And I noticed within 2 or 3 days, they would feature my projects on the main page of their website. And a few months later, Collabora announced they were doing a Bernina brand ambassador competition. They were going to be picking a couple new ambassadors. And so I had to upload some projects that I had made that I thought would be a good fit. I ended up getting chosen, and I was so excited. I get a Bernina sewing machine on loan while I'm working with them. I get to post blog posts on their blog, weallsew.com. I got to take over their Instagram a month ago, and that was really exciting. Bernina to me is a huge brand. To me, it's the best of the best, and the coolest part for me is that I worked with Bernina while I was in the sewing labs at BYU. And so I feel like I got to start out and learn on the best, and it's so cool to see that in a year I'm now a Bernina brand ambassador representing what I consider to be the best. It's taken me a year to really grow. I feel like I really know who I am now and what I represent and what I want to do. So find something that you're really passionate about and that you really love, and keep it really simple. I feel like people that keep it really simple do really well. Try to make things that did not look homemade. Homemade equals bad. So that's something that I always try to keep in my head when I'm sewing. If it means I have to unpick something 10 times, I'll do it. The sewing classes at BYU are really fun and really addicting, but they are also challenging. And so I just want to say to make sure you stick with it, even if you don't understand a technique, to keep working at it. The more you sew, the better you'll get, and the more things will make sense. Don't get discouraged. Keep on trying, keep on going. Don't let that keep you from sewing.